Alrighty, guys, we are on part 4 of episode 22. We did Edward Scissorhands, Groundhog Day, and Frozen. Go back and check them out if you haven't already. Let's get into our final one here, Snowpiercer. This actually came out in 2013 as well, but kind of 2014. So we're going with 2014, because why not? That's the US release date, and that's what's better, right? Sure.
That's what counts. USA.
Even though this movie is like completely, it's based off of a French book, and it's got a Korean director or whatever, and it's just all over the place. So all of them, they get the credit for it, not us. But we do have Captain America, so that's what ends up winning out here. This movie has a 95% rating on the tomato meter, which is our second highest one. The only one that's better than is Groundhog Day with 96, so it's just 1% lower than that. But it has the lowest for the audience score, only 72. All the other ones were 80 or above, 86 or above, actually. So that's kind of curious now that there would be that much of a split that it gets, the critics like it more than the audience does, especially compared to the other movies that we've been talking about. Where does this fall on your scale, Caroline?
I actually like this movie. I'm very intrigued to read the comics that it was based on, because the one thing that I felt in this movie was that it was such a rich world. Like, this world is so interesting, the whole train situation, the classes, how it works, that I wanted more of it. I wanted something extra that the movie didn't give it to me, but I think that if I read the comics, I'll probably be pleased. I liked it.
Now, Dace, you unfortunately weren't able to watch all this movie, correct?
Correct. But it still wasn't as bad as Frozen.
So just so everybody knows, how far along in it were you able to get?
About 5 minutes. But still better than Frozen.
So spoilers for Dace. He's going to learn about everything that happens in this movie.
Yeah.
I
Cheng,
hear he has an axe instead of a shield this time.
Cheng, what was your first reaction to this?
It was really bleak for me. So when I first saw it, I was just like, I didn't get all the deep symbolism. Like, I was just watching it just to like see it, the action, and like how the like why a train is this weird world, and like it took me like at least a few viewings to actually like really start liking it and really understanding like kind of like the almost like mature aspects of it. That like that's why I understand like the critics are looking for like deeper meaning and symbolism, like, but like the average audience are just like, that's a lot of subtitle I'm reading. Like, I can see like that being an issue for Americans,
Especially if you're on the sing-along version.
just lyrics pop up and I'm like, oh no, oh where am I?
Do you want to build a Snowpiercer?
Want to
Aww.
build a train?
So I really wanted to see this movie when it was advertised and didn't get around to it. I just was one of those situations where I forgot that the movie was going to come out, and a couple months later I was just like, oh shit, it's out on DVD, and just didn't buy it, didn't download it, rent it, whatever the case may be. Watching it for this time around, I was disappointed, actually. I wanted this to be so much better, but I spent the entire movie thinking of just the sheer implausibility of everything. That drove me nuts. Like, there's so many things in this movie that I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. And then I couldn't get into it because of that. And that bugs me that I couldn't, because I think if I could have just turned my brain off, I would have enjoyed this so much more. But I also found myself just wanting to skip to the end. Like, they built up this idea of the end of the train, and the journey toward the end of the train, to the front of the train, not the end of the train, because they were already in the end. I really just wanted to know what was at the beginning of it. And when we're taking these little pit stops through, like, the rich people have their orange grove, and they've got the pool where they're hanging out, and we got the ravers and all that. I was just kind of like, yeah, can you just get to the front of the train already? Like, I really wanted to know what was at the front of that, and that was it. So I totally agree with you, Caroline, when it comes to the world building, that was interesting, but was there any point in this where you were just kind of like, wait, how do they do this? Where do they go? Like, where are they sleeping?
Oh, me?
Yeah, like any of those, like, did that bug you at all? Like, this idea that they didn't
No.
kind of plan that stuff out?
No. I'm not. I feel like I'm not as logical as you are when I watch a movie, Tony. I'm just there for the experience. And for this movie, it was all about experience. Like, I wanted to be in that train. It kind of felt like a video game sometimes for me.
Oh, that's actually a note that I do have down here. It's good that you brought that up. This is totally a
Yeah.
video game movie.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, I loved it. I was living for the whole, like, different parts of the train, and oh, they only have sushi once a year because of the ecosystem. It's like, ah, that's so cool. Like, I love that stuff. But then I don't think about, like, oh, do they ever stop and go to the bathroom? Like, do they go to sleep? Like, I can't. My brain doesn't go like that.
That actually is another note of mine of where's the bathrooms. But yeah, this is a video game movie for sure. They've got different levels and they've got boss fights.
Yeah.
Like, this is more of a video game movie than Pixels.
I didn't watch Pixels. I have no idea.
Don't waste your time. It sucks.
It is Oscar awarding.
Sean Bean doesn't die, so it's totally worth it.
One of the standout moments to me in this movie was something that they didn't build on because they actually did a twist later on that kind of invalidated what I thought was actually kind of cool was the frostbite amputee.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was going to be something that they had done that multiple times, and that's why the one guy, Gilliam, that's why he had like no fucking limbs. He was like an umbrella arm and a fucking whatever he had for a leg or something. I thought that's why he did that, and I thought that was such a cool punishment. And then, of course, the twist, spoilers, is that he cut off his own arm and he gave that to people to eat instead of eating each other.
Babies, yeah.
Which, guess you weren't expecting that happening, right, Dace?
Nope. Missed it.
Cannibalism is part of this movie, apparently.
Yes. Woo.
Where we learn that babies taste best.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah,
Such a
tender meat.
weird line coming out of Chris Evans.
Which, I don't know if maybe this is just the bad guy in me, whatever. Very first thing I thought of was, well, veal is better.
Oh.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I don't eat meat, but that makes sense. Why do you want to eat old humans when you can have like fresh, tender,
Fresh baby.
hairless?
Right off the vine. Before they've spoiled.
Yeah.
You get comments about like, are you guys really talking about baby meat more than anything else?
Well, I mean, this is why veal's awesome.
Veal is great. I recommend it to anybody.
Ugh.
If you didn't know what veal was and you tried it, you would just be like, this is the best
No,
cutlet of
thank
anything
you.
I've ever had in my life.
I know
No,
it is, and I like
so
it better.
much. I called well in advance that a couple characters were gonna die. Were you guys in the same boat? Or
Yeah.
the same train, I guess?
Yeah, aw, Tony.
I was shocked about some people, like some big, like, you know, the lesser known actors are just fodder, but then like, you know, the known actors I kind of know from other things, the recognizable people, when they died, I was like, whoa, like really? That was really like harsh.
See,
I
Jamie
think
Bell.
the way they died too was kind of shocking because some of them just get shot and that's it. They just
Yeah.
like go.
Yeah, Gilliam just shot in the head, and Octavia Spencer, like, I don't even know what she dies from. She died from getting like slammed into that.
I
sauna?
think she gets shot.
She gets shot, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
she shot. Okay. Because I just remember they were like kind of like scuffling around, and then she was just kind of like, "Ugh," and I'm like, wait, what?
I think she was wrestling for the gun.
Yeah.
She's like, Ra's al Ghul's plan is done. Jamie Bell, though, as soon as they introduced him, I was just like, well, he's dead.
Yeah, I was
He's a
kind
bummer.
of surprised when he died.
And I wanted that amputee father to die at that point instead.
Yeah, he made it far for a guy with one arm on that
Right.
train.
Like, I was thinking part of me was going, all right, well, maybe they'll kill off Chris Evans and Jamie Bell will be the survivor. Like, maybe that's the trade-off kind of thing. But as soon as they did kill Jamie Bell off, I was just kind of like, okay, yeah, all right. Well, nobody else is safe.
Yeah.
Well, the worst part was I had to remember like names because when Jamie Bell gets killed, it's like 20 minutes later when he explains like why he's now like sad and the baby tastes good part pops up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, he ate his mom. Like
Yeah, that was that whole twist, which was just
Yeah.
kind of like a little skeevy and be like, well, Edgar's dead, but man, I wish I could have eaten him instead.
Look at all that meat we left behind.
School indoctrination. What did you guys think about that whole thing? Wilford is divine and merciful, and
that remind me of Battle Royale so bad.
Oh yeah.
Of that video that they play when the kids first get into the school and they're already ready to play the game. They don't know what's going on, and it's all cheery, but it's so creepy at the same time. It's awesome. I loved it.
Now, admittedly, I've never seen Battle Royale.
Oh,
it's on my list. I gotta check that out.
It's really good. With no spoilers whatsoever, but they played this video about how the game is gonna be played, and it's hosted by this really cute, friendly Japanese girl, and she's very childlike, kind of like how the teacher is with the students in that scene. So you remind me of that. It was cute.
Is there a part where they start singing if like in this movie Snowpiercer, it's the whole if the train stops we're all freezing and dying and whatever. That was one of the parts in the movie where I was just kind of like, I don't know what the hell I'm watching anymore.
Well, that's like North Korean propaganda. Just that's what it is.
Yeah,
at
that's
that
true.
level. Because this movie's directed by a bunch of Koreans, so this is their jab at communism in a weird way.
Joon Ho Bong. He was credited as Bong Joon Ho because the whole switch over kind of thing.
And then everyone else who helped produce this was super Korean.
And then of course out of everything for it to be based off of, it's a French thing. Transperceneige, I'm not even gonna try that. But Kang-ho song Kang-ho, whatever that is, one of the main characters, Nam. You've got the supposedly kind of clairvoyant 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's supposed to be. She's actually clairvoyant.
It's actually it's explained. No, it's actually explained more in the comic. Was that they're the kids who grew up on the train, whatever generation, their hearing got really good because they have to ignore all the train sounds, so they can actually hear what's behind other they can hear further than normal. So they can hear beyond corridors. So that's how they're able to just look and just pay attention.
That makes sense.
So yeah, that makes sense, but you don't get that from the visuals here. But in the comic, it's kind of oh, my hearing's really awesome. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's nothing in the movie that I can remember that ever pointed to that. It was just kind of so can you tell the future? Meh, I don't know.
She's terrible at it for what happened.
It's I don't know if again, this is just maybe it's the bad guy in me or whatever like that. Part of me really, really wanted Curtis to take Wilford's place at the end. Just for real, be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony.
It's
He was so disappointed.
You know what it is? It's that symbolism of taking up authority. You just follow along the path that makes sense. That is what is kind of laid out for you, or do you carve out your own kind of thing? Because that's basically what happened. Was he rejected that lifestyle, so he decided to try something different, which was going against the whole society of train society. But yeah, that would have been the safer choice, just to become the new Wilford.
Because he basically doomed mankind by saying, nah. I mean, we're down to 2 people at the end and a polar bear. That ain't gonna work.
Well, another thing is the train the only thing in the world? We don't know. Was there another survivor community? Because it was supposed to be there was supposed to be nothing, not even polar bears. But the polar bears was say there's life somewhere else. 'Cause what's the polar bear surviving on?
Yeah, and I mean, it'd be kind of funny if there would have been post-credit scenes, and there's another group of people, and they're yeah, there goes that train again. It's a normal town. They're man, that train's been going around for 20 years. I wonder who's driving it. I don't know. Fry up another steak.
It's just this one circle the train goes around is just terrible. Everything else kind of got over it. It became thrived.
Yeah, it's if you were stuck in the monorail at Disney World, and then there's other states entirely that are perfectly fine. Just Disney World got fucked up, and that was it.
Yeah, and they just think the whole world's cut off.
Which, speaking of Disney World, I totally got a Disney vibe from this, too. Like, there's nothing that points to it being an amusement park or anything like that, but just Wilford in general reminded me of Walt Disney.
Yeah, it's an egomaniac. Like, I have a vision, a visionary, crazy visionary thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like some of the train compartments are very like bullshitty versions of the real thing, like the dance club, the sushi bar, the aquarium. Like, so they're like these like not stereotypes, but like just simplified versions of what the real world would have been. So I could see like the whole train being this like crazy visionaries, like this is my community, and this is like kind of Walt Disney does that or did that.
Yeah, it's kind of like Epcot. You have like the different countries.
It also reminded me of the game BioShock. I forget the name of the guy that created the city in BioShock, but he reminded me of Wilford and the whole situation of how they live in this contained environment, but it's so horrible in certain ways and scary and just so corrupt in others. So BioShock's a great game. Play it.
So, Caroline, since you're a vegetarian,
Yes.
and you totally would not be up for eating veal or veal babies, what do you think about those protein bars?
If that was the only thing I had to eat, I would eat it. What can I do? I mean, interestingly enough, those protein bars kind of look like this like weird vegan like fruit roll-up things they sell at Whole Foods. That's all I could think about when I saw those things. Probably taste the same. I have no idea. Never tried one. It's disgusting. But you know, at least it's bugs. It's not like, I mean, if I had to eat it, yeah, I guess I would rather eat that than
Babies.
no men's arm.
Oh man, I don't know what that little thing happened to it during this podcast. That was weird.
That was our too many baby joke meter. Just it ran off.
That was God going, "Shut up! You're all going to hell."
Oh well.
So, Dace, did you see? I can't remember if 5 minutes or so into it, if they've eaten the protein bars yet. Do you remember anything like that?
Not really.
These big like Jello kind of looking things that they were eating.
No.
Black.
I don't know.
No.
Oh man, you're missing out on all this tasty food.
Babies do sound delicious.
So, actually, all right, you want to point out something on how I'm a complete idiot? I had a note that I was written down. I completely forgot to get rid of. Apparently, very early on in the movie, I wrote a note. This woman looks a lot like Tilda Swinton.
Aww.
The worst would be like, this man looks like Tilda Swinton.
Kind of, yeah, I guess so. And yeah, it's because it's Tilda Swinton. So. Genius, apparently. I think that's it through my notes. Anything else anyone wants to throw out there? Toss into the suggestions for topics to rant on, rave on, whatever.
Craziest compartment, like in the train. Anybody has a favorite?
Oh man.
Besides like the kids one, because it's like one kid thing, education train compartment, which is weird. Because like, is there a college? Is there a high school? They just kind of like elementary. You're good, whatever.
I'm kind of curious about the hooded people. Is their compartment just to stand around, like in hoods?
They work as like fishermen, right, or something?
I think they're like the butchers.
Yeah.
I think that that's what they had to be, just waiting for like. There's no fresh meat, so it's weird that like they need so many butchers.
Yeah, that's true.
I
still like how they stopped fighting to celebrate New Year's.
Yeah, like everyone just has an agreement where it's just like, yeah, cheering.
CinemaSins pointed one out to me that I didn't realize when it was happening during the movie, but there's a train compartment of just some dude peeling an apple. It's like, really? You devoted a whole train to that?
I forgot. I don't remember that one at all.
I don't remember that one either. Which one is that?
Right before the dentist one.
Oh, like a compartment in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
So it's just kind of like, I get the dentist thing, where it could be like, maybe that's like the med bay, but like, what's with the whole, like, we're going to have like a dance thing, we're going to have the water room. We're gonna have the bug production room. We're gonna have that room where that one dude peels apples because he likes doing that.
Yeah, like it seems like they were utilizing weird ass spaces for priority. Like there's like a pool train like part, and then there's just like a sauna room, whatever, that's like really cramped.
Yeah.
You know, like just like their essentials are like really small, but like their luxury parts are like really big. But like I think that's the commentary about it, where it's like people spend more money on like unnecessary goods, while like necessities are just like whatever, like are just smushed together.
Yeah.
So I think that's another like thing. Again, the average moviegoer won't care about those things, but that's why like after so many viewings, if you like look at it, that you see the symbolism, they're like, oh, now I'm one of those assholes that like can like rub people's noses like they don't get it. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Like it took a while for me to appreciate that, but I could see why. Like this is not going to be on everyone's favorite list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. True.
So 0 to 10, how's this rank? Dace, we'll start off with you.
Clearly a 10. Baby eating and killing people, it's got it all.
Fun food and games, it has everything. Cheng, 0 to 10?
Like a 7. It's a great movie to throw on to show that you love like an international movie, even though the main star is like American as fuck.
Literally Captain America.
It's Captain America with a beard.
And, funny enough, he and Edgar have both been in Fantastic Four movies.
That's right.
Caroline, you're 0 to 10?
I'll give it a 7.5. I feel like it needed something else for me to fully love this movie. It might have been just like story development, a little bit more character development. I feel like things could have been a lot better, but at the same time, I just really like the design of this movie and the feel of this movie. Like I could go on and on about it. I just think it's one of those movies that if you really wanted to write like an essay on it about inequality and things like that, you could go so deep into this. I liked it, and I kind of like that they had this collab between Koreans and Americans to this movie. It definitely gave it that video game vibe that I also think it's cool. So yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well, those are our opinions about Snowpiercer and the other winter movies. Make sure you leave your comments below. Tell us what you think of all of them. How would they rank compared to each other? Excuse me. And if there's any other winter movies that you think we, would be interested in checking out if we do another one in January of next year or whatever the case may be. I don't think we're going to be doing winter movies in June, but you never know. It all depends on if we release that stuff into the atmosphere and it ends up fucking us all over. But leave your comments below. Make sure you like this, share it, subscribe, follow it, whatever the case may be on whatever platform you're checking it out. There's one last thing for us to do, and that's to give some promotional stuff of what we have going on some other websites and everything else like that. So, Dace, I'm going to start off with you. Anything you want to promote to the people?
Check out the Dace Man Show now on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on megapowersradio.com, as well as the Dace Man Show YouTube.
Cheng?
You can catch me as part of the Everything Action crew at everythingaction.com and our Everything Action show on Twitch, Stitcher.
Caroline?
Check out my website, creepycaroline.bigcartel.com, and Fanboys Anonymous.
All right, guys. From my side of things, of course, just keep checking out fanboysanonymous.com for everything that we have coming your way. That's going to be some different review points. I think our next one's probably going to be Deadpool. So if you're interested in that, then yeah, definitely want to check that out. Maybe some unboxing videos coming soon. Maybe some trailer reactions if we get any of them. Of course, we're going to do Minuteman reviews and stuff like that. Really been trying to get some ideas for fan tracks. So if you're interested in audio commentary, leave suggestions down below of different things that you might be willing to check out. And of course, we have group meeting podcasts, and we got the articles. So much more content on Fanboys Anonymous. Make sure you check it all out. That's it, though, for episode 22 of the Movie Club, the January 2016 edition. I'm Tony Mango. On behalf of the panelists here and all the fanboys and fangirls that couldn't show up for this episode, we want to thank you all for listening. Keep on watching movies.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
I'm too old for this.
Good day, sir!
You stay classy, San Diego.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I'm finished.
That'll do, Pete. That'll do. Hasta la vista, baby.
Hey, everybody! We're all gonna get late!
You're still here? It's over. Go home.